Hello, my name is Amara Sanchez, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what I chose for the deadliest disease. I chose tuberculosis. I will start off by showing you my 3D model of my pathogen. The outer layer is the waxy layer. These pink things are the fibrils. The orange one is the arabinogalactin layer, and then you have your plasma membrane, and then the blue part is the DNA or the nucleoid, and the little green balls are the ribosomes, and the tealish part is the cytoplasm. Okay, to get started, so the infection cycle, TB spreads through the air either by coughing, sneezing, or talking, and tiny droplets containing the bacteria are released, and if someone inhales these bacteria, the bacteria will then travel into their lungs. Once it's in the lungs, the bacteria are taken up by immune cells called macrophages, but TB is different. Macrophages are little cells that are meant to break down bacteria so you don't get sick or infected. But TB is different. They can survive inside these cells. Inside the macrophages, the bacteria starts to multiply, and over time, the immune system responds by surrounding infected cells, forming structures called granulomas to try to contain the infection. This also makes more sense with the picture. This is what the granulomas look like. These little blue parts are the TB cells. So the tuberculosis can either stay latent, which means inactive but still alive inside the clusters, or it can become active and the bacteria will continue to multiply and damage the lung tissue. If the infection becomes active, the bacteria can break out of the clusters and spread throughout the bloodstream or lymphatic system and reach other organs. Prevention and treatment include vaccinations. However, the BCG vaccination is less effective for adults. It's mainly meant for kids. Early detection and screening is a big part of this. And if you can detect early, then you can contain it, and it won't infect as many people. And then treating latent TB. Once again, if you can treat it, get all the medicine, all the antibiotics, that'd be great, so no one else can get infected, especially if you're not really symptomatic with it. And then whenever someone is infected, taking the right precautions, wearing masks, having good ventilators, and isolating them from other people. And then for the treatment plan, a long combination of antibiotics, usually over 6 to 9 months, is what helps people, and that's how they treat them. However, some challenges are some forms of TB are drug resistant, like MRD TB and XDR TB. And then treatment takes months, and some people stop early, which allows the bacteria to survive and then become drug resistant, so it's harder to treat in the future. And then in many parts of the world, people don't have access to proper testing, consistent medication, and or healthcare. And another really hard challenge is co-infections. If people already have highly weak immune systems, like if they have HIV or AIDS, it is 10 times harder to treat them because of how weakened their immune systems already are. So for the impact, symptoms for humans, symptoms are coughing, chest pains, fever, night sweats, fatigue, weakness, weight loss even, and not like a little bit of weight loss, like sucking the life out of you weight loss. It's really bad. And then for the severity, once again, it can be latent or active. However, if untreated, it could be fatal. And once again, it's more dangerous for those already with a weak immune system. It's very hard for them. TB spreads through air, so it can move quickly in crowded areas such as schools, shelters, prisons, and one untreated person can infect many people, and that's how outbreaks can occur quickly. And then once that happens, public systems have to start doing contact tracing, and that affects the community a lot. Now, globally, it is one of the leading infectious killers worldwide. It affects mainly low-income people where healthcare is limited and they don't have access to the right drug testing, the right medication, anything. They might not even know they have it. They just feel sick. They're coughing up blood. They might not even know why. And then especially in those areas, drug-resistant strains make it so hard to control. This is the deadliest disease because it is easily spread from person to person just by breathing. Just inhaling, exhaling, coughing, sneezing, the normal things we do day to day just because of allergies. it can spread to 5 people within that time frame. It causes 1.2 to 1.3 million deaths per year worldwide. And then once again, it's one of the top infectious disease killers globally. It is very difficult to control due to the part of the world it most occurs in and the different kinds of strains. And that's why I chose tuberculosis as my deadliest disease. Thank you.